Welcome to this experimental acrylic painting tutorial. I use watercolor techniques to paint these beautiful thistles, and I use my imagination with salt, spattering and brusho techniques as well. Let's get started. So I'm starting off with an acrylic pad. I put some washi tape around the border, and now I'm making a stay wet palette. I'm using just a clear plastic box, some paper towel. I've poured the water onto the paper towel and I'm now draining the water off. I'm actually applying parchment paper onto the damp paper towel. And what will happen here is a process called osmosis. So when I put the acrylic to paint and squeeze them out onto the paper, they will stay wet. So that's why it's called a stay wet palette. So as long as the paper towel stays damp, your paints won't dry out, because as you know, acrylics do dry out quite quickly. So I'm using three colours: primary magenta, primary blue and cadmium yellow. I've just rinsed my brush there and I'm just getting a pinch of the primary pink. Lots of water, and I'm going to use some watercolour techniques to start out with. So I'm applying this wet on dry with a flat 1/4 inch brush. Lots and lots of water. I'm using really simple shapes for these thistles, and it's straight out of my imagination, but I put a picture of my painting in the top right hand corner to help you if you need something to look at. So I'm mixing up some of the primary blue now and some of the yellow and mix them together, about 60-40, yellow being the 60. And I'm just going to paint underneath the sort of lovely pink colour here, just circular marks using this brush, wet on dry. Now you ask yourself, why am I using watercolor techniques? Well, one is I love to paint in watercolor, but also it's quite nice to use some of the techniques alongside the acrylic. It's a great way of loosening up and experimenting, especially if you're working from your imagination. So I am using here a plastic card just to pull out some of the paint to create some of those spiky endings on the thistles there, and I'm spritzing as well to soften everything as well. It's kind of like an underpainting. So it's a nice way of just getting a feel for your painting, because as you know, acrylics, when you don't use any water with them, they are opaque. So here, this is very transparent, lots and lots of water, so it's behaving just like watercolour. So I've used a slightly thicker colour here, and I'm painting it damp into wet. That means the paint is thicker and it doesn't move as fast because it's damp and not wet. So I'm just applying this now with a small round synthetic brush, and then using the bottom of the brush just to pull out some of that paint to create those spiky ends. So giving my brush a good rinse, I'm going to mix up some of the yellow and the blue again and just paint this sort of damp into wet here with that round brush, and again create some of those spiky marks using the tip of the brush wet on dry, and using the end of the brush to pull some of that paint out as well, and then painting in the stem. Loading my brush with the magenta, I am spattering over the thistle there to create texture. It's something I do a lot in watercolour, and it really loosens me up. I'm mixing up the yellow and the blue, this time more blue than yellow, about 60-40 the other way, and painting damp into damp with that round brush, sort of stippling to create texture. Added a little bit of pink to the green to make a lovely sort of dark neutral colour, so the shadows on the right. So I've stippled it on the right hand side, and I am using the brush to create texture, pulling out the paint. I'm giving my brush a good rinse, and I am mixing up some of the green with the magenta to make a sort of slightly darker green, and I'm just painting some leaves wet on dry, rinsing my brush again and getting a little bit more of that magenta, again quite dilute, and painting the middle thistle. Just stippling again to create the spiky outside edge, using the brush to pull the paint out as well. Again, this is using watercolour techniques. So I've watered down the acrylics, something that you don't often do, but it's quite nice doing it in the first stage to experiment and to loosen up. So again, this is a yellow green here, using the blue and the yellow, mostly the yellow, painting sort of wet into wet here as well, pulling out the paint. It's very dilute, so you can really sort of manipulate it. A little bit more of that green to paint the stem in, wet on dry, using the round synthetic brush. Mixing up some more green there, painting wet on dry, some leaves, varying the sort of size and the shapes there. It's a great way of just trying out different ideas, because with acrylics you can paint on top of this afterwards and you won't see any of this because acrylics are opaque. So don't be afraid just to experiment and try things out, and don't worry about making mistakes. So mixing up all three colours here. So start with the yellow, add the blue, then add the pink. So you get a darker sort of dark green shade. And I'm stippling to create sort of dark marks here. So the light's coming from the left and the shadows from the right. And now I'm sprinkling some table salt onto the damp surface. That will absorb the salt to create light textures once dry. I'm also using something called Brusho. I'll have more details about Brusho in the description below, but it's kind of like a powdered ink and it creates some wonderful textures, and I was using alizarin crimson there. So mixing up some more of the primary magenta, still using lots of water, and I'm using the sort of flat brush here, working damp into wet. And I'm loaded my brush now and I'm spattering to create texture and to keep me loose as well. So do this by adding more water to the pigment. Rinsing my brush again. I am now using the bottom of the brush just to pull some of that wet paint out to create those spiky edges here and there. Mixing up some more of that green and just adding some green now, and painting that damp into damp using the 1/4 inch flat brush, and then pulling out the paint there to create spiky edges. Rinsing my brush, getting a little bit more of the watery green. I am painting the stem now, wet on dry. Loading my brush and just painting some of the thin leaves now, wet on dry. Just here and there, very expressive sort of marks there. So it's a good way to practice sort of brush marks and using various brushes. So I've swapped now to a 3/4 inch flat synthetic brush, and I'm just sort of painting wet on dry some green in the background, and there's a little bit of pink mixed with the green. I'm rinsed my brush, I'm going into some of the pink, and I'm sort of painting sort of thistles in the background here, wet on dry, using that flat brush. So it's quite an abstract background. So just here and there, and again just experimenting, getting some of the green now, more of a yellow green, and it's slightly thicker, and I'm just painting that beneath those pink marks so it looks like sort of blurry thistles in the distance. So I'm spritzing the background now. I've decided not to go for that look. I'm going to go for a green background. So I'm just sort of blurring these marks that I made previously, just gently with clean water and a large soft haired brush. You can see the Brusho is really strong there, so it's picked up in places, but not to worry, you can paint over everything once this is dry with acrylics. I never panic when I'm using acrylics. I'm just spattering here just to kind of loosen up the background, using a sort of mid-green colour, using that 1/4 inch flathead brush. And actually I'd be quite happy just to leave it like that, but I'm going to go in with some more acrylics shortly, just adding a little bit more pink to the thistles. And I'm using some more Brusho, this time moss green, onto the damp surface, just tapping the little drum to create some wonderful textures. And now I'm spritzing the Brusho, and you can see it really kind of almost makes these tiny explosions of colour. Lifting off this puddle here with a clean damp brush, just to create some light as well, and just pulling out some of the paint there as well, using the brush, the tip of the brush. Mopping up some puddles here and there, and then just softening and blending here with the 1/4 inch flat brush and lifting off some of the paint. So mixing up a little bit more of the magenta and just painting a little bit more detail here on the bloom here to the left, the thistle on the left hand side. Excuse my hand. I'm going to allow the painting to dry, and now I am mixing up some of the yellow with the primary blue and a little bit of white and a little bit more yellow. So it's kind of a yellow green with the white to make it lighter. I've added a pinch more yellow just to make it a lighter yellow green. So now I'm not adding any more water. So the acrylic paint is now opaque, and I'm painting around the shapes that I kind of created and painted in a watercolor style. So you've got these two different sort of styles here, which I love. So I've added a little bit more white there, using the tip of my brush to cut in to the bloom there. So you get some nice sort of shapes and you can create the look of the spiky edge. So some more of the primary blue and the yellow, a little bit more yellow, and sort of blending that on top of that mid green there, using the 1/4 inch flat hair brush, which I love to use in acrylic painting. I love using flat brushes. I like sort of almost sculpting the marks on and sort of cross hatching and sort of using a lot of different sort of shapes, etc. So the background is almost quite sort of semi-abstracted in a way. But don't you just love that effect of that sort of quite semi-opaque background against the thistles there, which are quite transparent, and the light of the paper's been reflected through. So I'm just painting here the bottom right hand corner over the top of that background that I previously painted, leaving some gaps coming through as well, a little bit of pink here and there. So I'm adding some more white now. That makes the paint lighter in tonal value. In watercolor, or when I was diluting the acrylics, the water makes the paint lighter, and of course the light is reflected through from the light and white of the paper. So once you start using the paint opaquely, you can't see the white of the paper, so you have to create the light using the white paint or light colours. So I'm cutting in there to create the texture on the edge of the thistle in the centre, and I've got a sort of a mid-tone against a light tone there, so it brings that thistle forward, and I'm just sort of blending there, just going back and forward with my brush, adding a little bit more white to the yellow and the blue, and just blending in the top right hand corner, really loading my brush with plenty of paint so it's quite creamy and it gives you more time to paint. With acrylics, they do dry quite quickly, so always really load your brush with plenty of paint. You can buy retarders that slow down the painting time. You can also purchase open acrylics that don't dry as quickly, so there are lots of ways of getting around that. And if you have any tips, please share those in the description below. It can be so helpful, especially to beginners. So adding a pinch more of the blue and yellow, and just sort of adding the colour here at the bottom, sort of changing the direction of my wrist to create all these different sort of marks. Adding some more paint here around this thistle in the bottom left hand corner, and just sort of adding sort of a variety of light greens. Don't just settle for one shade. Add a little bit more blue, a little bit more yellow, maybe even a bit of pink to your green, and some white to sort of change the colours so the background doesn't look flat. So I've decided to make this bottom left hand thistle come forward a little bit more. So mixing up some green for the bottom of the thistle here using the flat brush. Keeping all the shapes super simple, even using my fingertips there to blend and soften. Rinsing my brush again, taking the excess water off on a paper towel off camera. I am mixing up a little bit more of the magenta, but I've added some water because I want that transparency here, so it's a real kind of mixed media. So just adding that there, a little bit more pink to make that colour a bit darker, and just using the tip of the flat brush there to create the texture around the edge there as well, lifting off some of that paint there to create light, and adding the brusho onto the damp surface and spritzing with a spritzer bottle to activate the brusho. And just adding a little bit more texture here for the greens on the thistle top left, using the primary blue, the magenta and the yellow, so it makes it a lovely neutral dark green. Painting this wet on dry with my round brush, stippling with the brush to create the texture on the thistle, and loading some of that green there to paint the stem wet on dry, going through that background, getting a little bit of lighter green there, and just painting some leaves here and there, wet on dry, and just adding a little bit more detail to this bottom left hand thistle, building up the texture with the green there, and the bottom right thistle and the one in the middle, just using the sort of smudgy warm sort of green because I've added a little bit of the magenta to it. I did add a little bit more blue there to make the green a little bit darker, and just using stippling techniques, experimenting with my brushwork just to see what happens. This is a really loose impressionistic painting, so I don't want to go into too much detail, especially because it was from my imagination. So just sort of adding a few more sort of details and highlighting those stems, adding a little bit more of the sort of green here, just to darken those stems, to sort of bring them away from the background as well, bringing them forward to make the painting look more 3D as well. And again, if it goes wrong, you don't like what you've done, you can just use some of that background colour and paint over the top again, and it gives you another chance. So a few more sort of leaves here in the foreground to create more detail and depth, and I'm spattering a little bit of that pink in the background there, and also a light green as well. You do have to add a little bit of water to that, so in order you to spatter, otherwise it just doesn't come off your brush if it's not sort of watered down a little bit. So a little bit of sparkle here and there using a dilute light colour. I wasn't sure about the pink spatter here, so I'm just painting over the top of it, and as I said, that's what you can do in acrylics. It's a great medium for beginners, especially if you're starting out in painting. Give acrylics a try, it can be so much fun. I love to finish off my paintings with a spatter. It stops me from overworking, so I'm spattering some white paint here, slightly watered down with a white brush to give those thistles a little bit of sparkle. And now I'm removing the washi tape to reveal a lovely white border, and it's a really nice way of presenting your work if you're not going to frame it. And here is the finished painting. I've really enjoyed painting this tutorial, and I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you would like to support the content that I create here on YouTube, why not think about joining my acrylic Patreon membership? You will get access to ad-free tutorials, and you can cancel anytime. More details about the membership can be found in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Happy experimenting. Bye for now.